Well, welcome everyone. I'm Brent Hoskins. I serve as Executive Director of BTA, and we've been doing these BTA 101 calls the last couple of years. Really, we found that a lot of our members, but also certainly new members to the association, aren't always fully aware of all the benefits the association offers. So, what we've been doing is, uh, we're pulling this from the education community. It's like one class 101, right? So we'll just kind of talk to you a little bit about the BTA member benefits. Brian's going to walk you through the website in a moment and point out some things. Hopefully, you'll see something new that you didn't know about before. Wanted to mention, it kind of was mentioned a moment ago as we were ramping up for the call, that we're in Kansas City, Missouri. The staff of BTA is pretty small. There are 5 of us. But collectively, we've got more than 90 years of experience with the association. So I really only say that to say that we, know a lot of people. We know quite a bit about the industry, and we're available to you. So if you think that we could answer a question, find some information for you, or introduce you to another dealer or a vendor or whatever, just know that we're here for you, and we certainly view and understand that you all are really the owners of the association. We work for you, and so we'd like to help you in any way we can along the way. Um, you can see Brian on the call here, and the way the screen's configured right now, I can't see if everybody else is on the call as far as the staff, but Valerie Bersenio is our marketing director, and Elizabeth Marvel is associate editor of the magazine, but does many other things, as does Valerie. And then we have Brooke Barker, who's the admin for BTA. You may see her name pop up as well. So with that, I'm going to turn it over to Brian. I am going to ask permission to Brian right off the bat to interrupt him a few times along the way. I have probably a few things I want to share, but I'll let him go forward.
All righty, very good. Appreciate that, Brent. Everybody see my screen? I've got the BTA homepage up, so hopefully everybody can see that, and wanted to thank you all for taking a few minutes out of your day to join us on this. When you get to the BTA homepage, the first thing we'd like for everybody to do is to create a login. And it's fairly simple. You just go up here to the login, click on that, and this page pops up. And if you don't have a login, you just say create one, and then you put your information in there. If or this would more likely pop up, so you put your name, email address, and hit submit. And I've already logged in underneath Adam Gregory, who is the BTA president. When you log in, you will be taken to what we call the Info Hub. And it's called that right here. The only place that it says Info Hub is right there where it says Info Hub Tour. So I'm not really sure where that name came from, but that's it, the Info Hub. And here is kind of the back end of your account. And the most important area would be this My Info here. Click on that, and you can update your personal information. As far as the business goes, you can come in here. Now, the primary for each company would be able to adjust this information. Adam is the BTA national president, but he's also the primary contact for his company. So you can come in here and make those changes, and then you've got related contacts, and you can see all the people that are listed underneath your account. This add contact, or these little tabs over here, would only be visible for the primary. So if you're looking to add or delete somebody from your account, you can either contact me or get a hold of the primary for that, and you can go in there and make those changes. So for the most part, then you've got the member directory down here. So if you are looking for somebody in the BTA membership pool and you want to know if they sell a certain brand, if you know what brand they sell, let's come in here and just let's pick Konica Minolta, and you hit go, and all these Konica Minolta names pop up. So most of them are a Konica Minolta dealer. And to get more information on that, you just come over there and click on one of those names, and it pops up the primary, the necessary information, their website, and that type of thing. So it's a great way to find a BTA member if you're looking for somebody that sells the same OEM brand that you sell, or if you're looking for just a company in general, or is there anybody in my city, state, area. So the member directory is a good source there. And then when you're done with it, you just come down here to the bottom and click on BTA homepage, and it takes you back to the BTA homepage. And from here, I'd like to just talk about the About Us tab first, I guess. It kind of lists a lot of the information. Let's see, is that going to work for us? Okay, there we go. About Us, and it kind of talks about all the information about BTA. And you can also find past presidents. There's some photo archives, which are pretty cool. Go back to 1928. So you can take time to look at all that. And what I'd like to show you under this tab are the National Board of Directors, which is Adam, who I'm registered. Deborah Dennis will be next year, July 1st. She will be the new BTA National President. You got Mike Boyle, Don Risser. So there's a host of individuals that are similar to you, business owners or work in the business, and these are all volunteers for the BTA. So then you've also got the BTA district, and there's East, Southeast, Mid-America, and West district. And if you click on any of those, officers pop up there. Now, I bring this to your attention because if you're looking to network with somebody or you got a question about BTA and your business, these individuals would be a lot smarter than I would as far as it relates to that. So go ahead and use these individuals to kind of expand your network, so to speak. And each one, wherever whatever district you're in, just click on it and it'll have the officers there as well. So you can contact them. So that's a good resource to start networking with. And there's the BTA headquarters staff. So if you need to get a hold of Brent, Valerie, Elizabeth, me, or Brooke, there's our email and phone number so that you can contact us if you got any questions about BTA. The benefits tab, I'll kind of jump over membership for a second. The benefits tab has a drop-down menu, and by clicking on the word benefits up top, it opens up a page that has all the BTA benefits listed there. So we can kind of, just start through this, but everyone is kind of a link so that you can go there and find more information about the service or what you're looking at. So like the BTA Legal Services is one of the better BTA services, and it's provided by Greg Goldberg. Let me get to his page. There it is. Greg Goldberg is the BTA Legal Counsel. He has taken over for his dad, Bob Goldberg, who was the BTA counsel for 45 years or so. Many of you may or may not know that name, but Greg has taken over for him. And he can help you with unlimited phone consultation about anything in your business, ranging from employee dress code up to partnership agreements. And if you scroll through here, here's his contact information that you can get a hold of Greg or call him. And if you scroll, you've got some information along those lines. And right here is the legal documents. So there's a host of legal documents that you guys can cut and paste and update your transactional documents if you need to. Waiting for there we go. So underneath each one of these, there's other documents. So employment forms. You just open that up and you can cut and paste, and these open up in Word documents so you can access legal documents along those lines. So that's the BTA Legal Services. Going back to the business support, we've got a host of business support services, and you can just kind of like scroll through there and see where they're all at. Channel trends, we've got the Becky, and I'll get into that a little bit later. We got the Becky, we've got Dealer Helping Dealers. So this would kind of open up all the benefits to you on one page. And if you want to, you can kind of come through here and just start nitpicking and go through them. So since I'm kind of doing that, I'll kind of start with the BTA scholarship. It's passed for this year, I guess, but BTA offers a scholarship to all BTA employees and their children. So it's a great benefit that you can provide to your workforce that doesn't cost you anything. And we get a lot of smart kids that fill out the applications. And you can also download this flyer right here to put up in your break room to remind everybody that there is the BTA scholarship program, and gives you some information so that you can kind of go through there and remind those individuals. Brent likes to talk a little bit about the scholarship because he enjoys signing the checks when we send them out, and
Here you go.
they go through a evaluation process. So I want you to speak a
Yep.
little bit to that, Brent.
Sure. I had to make a note that we need to update that poster. It's no longer valid, right? Because the deadline is
Yeah.
passed at May 1 for the next full school year. So that's
Was it? Mhm.
yeah. So I know Elizabeth's on the call, and she'll make note, and we'll get that updated. Because it would be, yeah, it's passed. So the new one will say that the deadline is May 1st, 2026, or the 26-27 school year. I can't believe we're talking about the 26-27 school year, right?
Yeah.
Most of us, that seems like that would, that just seems far in the future, but here it's upon us. As Brian mentioned, the Scholarship Foundation's been around actually since the late 1960s, but we have have our records go back to about 1984 school year and given well over $1 million away in scholarships. The school year that we're in, I made a note of it. We had 26 students that we collectively awarded $33,000. So there's a foundation that's part of BTA. I mean, it's a separate entity but managed by BTA, and so just don't forget that that's available to you there. A lot of people maybe don't know it's there, and frankly, it's a benefit that's not only a benefit to you as an owner or senior management, but to anybody in your company. And so as long as they're a full-time employee, if they've got an eligible child, in school that is seeking additional funds for the cost of education, as we all were and do, then that's available to you. So, and I know Brian was scrolling over those pictures. He kind of mentioned that I like signing the checks. I mean, it is nice to be able to sign the checks. It's also hard to have to notify those. Not everybody wins, right? We do have an independent third-party evaluator who's a dean at a local university here in Kansas City where we are, who makes the choices. He stack ranks all the applications. It's kind of a detailed process, but we have no say in that at all. We just turn them all over to that individual, and we say we've got the X amount of dollars and to award this year for X number of scholarships, and tell us who they are based on your evaluation. So that's how that works. But anyway, just wanted to make sure you were aware of that, and watch for that poster being updated soon with the May 1st, 2026 deadline, and you can put that in your break room. The idea is maybe just to print it out and put it somewhere in your office where your employees will see it during this next year. So thank you, Brian.
Okay. Staying kind of along this line here, we've got the business support services, which I kind of briefly talked about over here, and it ranges from ask the analyst. You can get a hold of somebody and ask them an industry question. You've got Zoom info, so there's a host, insurance, there's some shipping discounts. So the business support services is good. The one I'd like to jump to would be the dealer helping dealer discussion groups, and the dealer helping dealer as a whole. It's kind of a three-legged process, the dealer helping dealer. It all started under the auspices of the COVID. I don't know if that's the right word, but it started when COVID broke out and nobody was traveling. So BTA tried to figure out a way to get people together during this time. And so Dealer Helping Dealer was created. And we've got a question and answer section so that you could just send in your question right here. You could send it to Brent at brent@bta.org with the subject line Dealer Helping Dealer, and ask a question. That question is sent out to the dealership as a whole, and you get answers back. And one question is usually posted in the Office Technology Monthly Magazine. We've also got a repair network that you can sign up. So if you've got a location that's if you're in Texas and you got somebody up in the Northeast, well, what you can do is sign up for this, and then you can find yourself a dealer up in somewhere that you might need it. And then if they were wanting to install in your area, then they could do it there. So it's very simple to sign up for. Let's see, where's the sign up right there? To join it, you just click there and you get short information, company name, brands that you carry, contact information, that type of thing, and then you're set up on the repair network. So it's real easy to be a part of. And then the third leg of the stool was the dealer helping dealer discussion groups. And these are set up for non-competing dealers. So we've got 5 total groups. We've even got a 6th group now with the eAutomate Elevate group that meets once a month. So if you've got some questions about eAutomate, we've got a group that meets once a month right now. They might meet more often than that, but you can sign up for that. And so we've got 3 owners groups, 2 sales groups, and 1 service group, I believe. And the idea is that you can meet via Zoom for about an hour. Some groups meet every couple weeks, some groups meet once a month, and you can discuss best practices and amongst everybody without worrying about somebody stealing your business. So it's a great opportunity, and a lot of these groups have met a lot since 2020. Brent kind of organizes these groups, so you might give it a word, Brent.
Yeah. One thing that does come to mind, we're using the phrase dealers helping dealers, which is something that's been around for decades. But it is true that these discussion groups and the rest of the things that you've been seeing in the last few minutes emerged in May of 2020 during the pandemic. BTA, incidentally, is in its 99th year. I don't know if you know that, but we were founded in 1926 as the National Typewriter Dealers Association. So next year will be our 100th anniversary. But anyway, so I say that because dealers helping dealers is the core of what BTA has been about all from the beginning. And like I say, we've been using that phrase forever. And then came up with these discussion groups. And each of those interviews you see now on screen, or I've grabbed people at some of our own events who I know are in the discussion groups, pulled them aside with my camera, and just ask them a little bit about what they find to be the benefits of participation in one of those groups. So it's really simple. All you'd have to do is email me at brent@bta.org. Say you might be interested in a Dealers Helping Dealers discussion group. It's part of membership. It's free. It's no additional charge, and nothing like that. What you do when you register, we meet via Zoom, but when you register, there's a part of the registration process asks you the question, are there any topics or questions you'd like the group to address in this next upcoming call? And we always get enough questions to facilitate a conversation for an hour. And like Brian said, while membership as a whole is not, there are competitors within the BTA membership, within these groups there are not. So if you're a part of one of these groups, the reason we have 3 for owners, if I would send you the list of the 3 groups, the company names for the 3 owners groups, and you go, well, I can't be in that one because they're down the street from me, but I could be in one of the other 2. So it kind of gives you some choices. And I tell you what, everybody's been in those. We've got some people really enjoy them and see the value of it. So I know we all got busy schedules, but it's once a month or twice a month. Like Brian said, there are 2 of the groups that meet twice a month. Those 2 groups started right in May of 2020, and they've had 118 calls so far. And frankly, we've got a few people that have attended every call. And I've heard people refer to the discussion groups as kind of their virtual board of directors because they've gotten really acquainted with the people in the group. Some of them are also familiar, the call starts, and as we're doing now, we kind of see one another, and I can see the friendships they've developed. I know some of them have met each other in person since the groups have started, either at each other's dealerships or at one of the BTA events, and they're communicating in between the calls as well. They have each other's email addresses, and it's the group that was available to you that if you're like, man, I got a question about something, who can I ask? Well, if you're part of one of these discussion groups, you can email 25 dealers at the same time, and they'll jump right on it. I've seen it all the time in terms of responding to your questions. So that's available to you, and I encourage you to give it some serious thought. If you want to try one out, and see if it's a good fit for you, that's fine. And also, we certainly have no thought that anybody's going to be at every single call. Although we've had a few that are, we know things come up, people are busy, but I just keep you on the invite list once you're on that list until you tell me to take you off the list, because some people attend every other meeting or every third meeting, and some are in every meeting. So it's just kind of your convenience. If as long as anybody's attending, and there always are people on the call, then we'll have the call. They usually average probably 15 or maybe 15 to 20 people per call. There's closer to 30 in the group, and over time they all attend. But somebody's always got something else that's coming up that they need to take care of that day. So thank you, Brian. Just wanted to chat about that a little bit.
All right. Jumping forward, let's go to this education tab. Just has a list of the BTA education setup. Pro Finance, there's two physical workshops. Pro Finance, which helps you identify what good looks like. There's like 35 benchmarking report or 35 benchmarks that you can meet, and you go to that class and you bring your financial statements, and the presenter of the class kind of combines them all together and kind of gives you an aggregate of what the group looks like. So that'll give you a good handle on that. So I encourage you, the CEOs encourage you to attend that class. We've got a virtual CIO workshop. We've got some webinars here. So we've got the Building My Business webinar. We've got Diversifying My Business webinar. We've got free sales training there with modern sales training. So check out the education on there. Let's see. And the BTA events is a education program, I feel. So it's a great networking opportunity. We are having two this year. We were in Orlando, Florida in March. We're supposed to be in Asheville, North Carolina, but poor Asheville still hasn't recovered from 2024 storm. So we're hopefully going to be back there in October of next year. And then we've got the BTA National Conference that's coming up next month in a resort north of Albuquerque, New Mexico. So if none of you have registered, I would encourage you to do so. It starts Tuesday evening with a welcoming reception and a tethered hot air balloon ride. And it's all day Wednesday, and then Thursday afternoon, it's over with. And if you want to play some golf Thursday afternoon for additional fee, you can play golf as well. So these are great networking opportunities. You can visit with the vendors and kind of make contact and relationships that way. Brent, you have a word on that?
The education lineup is outstanding. The sessions, we have several breakout sessions, and then of course we have what we call main stage sessions. Everybody's in the room together. And this year our keynoter is Emmett Smith. You know him. And so we're going to have Mike Marusik, who's the president and CEO of Sharp, is going to be on hand to do kind of a fireside chat with Emmett Smith on stage. And so we're excited about that. There he is. Yeah. We also have John Bruno, who's the president and COO of Xerox, is a second keynoter. So we're going to have him share a little bit about what's going on at Xerox. And then, you can of course find this on the website, but we have a dealer panel, as Brian's showing us there, and these other sessions. So, Key Point Intelligence, and then that's a local dealer. The one at the last there, she's local, and then we have the breakout sessions. The one thing I did kind of, since you kind of gave me the floor for a moment, Brian, if you wouldn't mind going back to the Diversifying My Business, and we actually have a webinar that's tomorrow. If this is of interest to you, we have the Building My Business webinars, and there's been like 215 of those. They're on the website. There's recordings of almost all those if you want to go back to them, and we regularly do those. But this one happens to be tomorrow. If you're interested, this is a gentleman, Mark Spears of Noetics. Noetics is a company that has introduced a new ERP that frankly might be a replacement if you're interested to e-automate. And so the Diversifying My Business are vendor members of the association who are given the opportunity to tell about what it is they do and the products and services they offer. So, if that's of interest to you, this is an easy way to kind of learn about what it is that Noetics is offering. So, I'd encourage you to give that some thought. Earlier, we were talking about the discussion groups. Brian mentioned there's one of them that's e-automate. Those are largely e-automate kind of power users within dealerships, but many dealership principals as well. It's just something we just started, and it's all questions and topic discussion about eAutomate. So if you use that product and somebody in your business would value talking to other power users of eAutomate, then know that that's available to you. And I was thinking, I was looking at the screen, and we had a brief introduction to Cherie, I believe, at RK Black. There you go. Chris Black is in one of the Dealers Helping Dealers discussion groups. So, I can give you a live example that the owner of the dealership, RK Black in Oklahoma City, where Cherie works, is a part of that. So Brian's got eAutomate Elevate up on the screen there, but
Yeah, that was the Orlando event.
that was in Orlando, and then from that we started to continue the momentum. We decided to add a regular discussion group that meets via Zoom. So, and I think that one's coming up. Might be next week. It's coming up very soon. Again, that would be something you would email me about, and I can get you the info. So thanks, Brian.
Okay. And to look at the time, I wanted to jump at one other one here was the Business Equipment Quota Index, or what we call the Becky. And let's see, channel trends. It's under the channel trends, and what this can do is if you've got two sales reps that are in your territory, and one of them's doing really well and the other one isn't doing very well, you might want to check out the Becky. It's the Business Equipment Quota Index. And what it basically does is it gives you an idea of the market, provides market potential in certain areas, all the way down to the zip code. And it's basically free because with your BTA membership, you get discounted coupons, $150 and $250 for a 1 year. So you can apply that because it's a $150 membership, or $150 per state. So you can get a free state if you'd like, and you just click here to order the state. And I would recommend everyone to get that. And at this point, we're up against the 30 minutes. So anybody have any questions or anything I can show you?
Any questions? If not, we greatly appreciate your willingness to take some time out of your day learning more about BTA. We very much thank you for your membership in the association. We're always here for you. As I said at the top of the webinar, we work for you. Our email addresses are really easy. I say they're the easiest in the industry. It's, I'm Brent at bta.org, Brian at bta.org. So if you just have our first names, you can reach out to us. So please reach out to us at any time. I don't know, Brian, are you searching for something else there?
No, not particularly. Okay. So,
all right.
Other than, I forgot to mention the peer groups. So
okay.
We have peer groups that are separate from the BTA membership.
Yeah.
And the Dealer Helping Dealer discussion group is free. So it's a peer group that's free. These two are additional costs to the BTA membership.
Yeah.
They meet physically 2 or 3 times a year.
Right. They each meet 3 times a year. So that's different, but it is non-competing dealers. I work with the Pro Dealer Group. Valerie works with the Select Dealer Group, Valerie Braseno. So he's showing the Pro Dealer Group. If that's of interest to you, you can see like those are all the dealership locations that are in the Pro Dealer Group. And you might say, well, I don't see a competitor in my area, and this might be of interest. And, I can send you more information. You could reach out to Valerie at bta.org, and she could help you with learning more about Select Dealer Group. The reason we have 2 is for the reasons, the competitive aspect of it. We had dealers wanting to get into the Select Dealer Group. They could not because there was somebody already in their geography that was in Select Dealer Group. So I started taking a list of names about 13, 14 years ago and ended up creating the Pro Dealer Group. And they're kind of sort of mirror image of each other, the way they operate. Different Select Dealer Group has about 39 member dealerships. Pro Dealer Group has about 33. So Pro Dealer Group's newer, but a little bit smaller. They both work with John Hay and Todd Johnson, Strategic Business Associates. So what they do every year as members is they complete a financial survey that kind of measures their success and the different benchmarks that are taught in pro finance. And so you end up with, here's me and compared to an aggregate of everybody else in my group. So no one sees each other's information, but you see how you compare to the aggregate of everybody in the group. And the only person that actually ever sees those is Todd Johnson, who with Strategic Business Associates. He compiles the research and the survey data. And this next round of meetings that we've got coming up, we have a SDG meeting next week in Detroit, and then we have a pro dealer group meeting coming up next month in Grand Rapids. So both in Michigan. We don't know how that happened. It wasn't planned that way. Actually, the reason is there's a member in both of those in that state from both groups, and sometimes we have kind of a local member host, and there's even a tour of that. But so what's getting ready to happen at those meetings is Todd Johnson's going to report on the results of the 2025 financial survey and spend several hours talking through the strengths and the weaknesses of the group. And then that always creates dialogue where people can kind of help one another. And I know in the pro dealer group, occasionally we'll have a panel of 2 or 3 dealers who have done particularly well in some area of their business as reported in the financial survey. And it gives an opportunity for them to tell their stories and for the other members of the group to kind of ask them questions. So very cohesive group, work together all the time. They meet via Zoom and otherwise between their in-person meetings. I have a Zoom call coming up on Friday. Probably have 30 or 50 people on there, visiting with each other, responding to each other's questions, and kind of a preview of what's coming for their meeting coming up next week, next month in Michigan. So, well, we're going to go ahead and end for now. We went over our time. We didn't want to take too much of your time. Reach out to us anytime. We thank you for your membership again in the association. And we look forward to crossing paths with you down the road. And we look forward to seeing some of you, if not all of you, in Albuquerque next month. So that's going to be an exciting event. It's a good way to meet a lot of people at the same time in the industry. So,
hey,
all
Brian,
right.
I had a quick question,
Please.
if you got a second. That Office Technology magazine, I saw a couple good articles in there. I was trying to download it. Is there not a way to download these to a PDF so I can extract the actual articles that I want?
There is. And Brian's going to
there's an arrow there, but it's not on mine. It's like view only for whatever reason.
Yeah. Well, let's see here. If you scroll down beneath that, Brian, there's each of those are kind of a hot link, I think, right? Boom, like there's the cover story. Click on that.
What magazine were you looking at?
Which
Mike?
issue,
Yeah, I was just looking to download it to a PDF file so I could take out the articles that I wanted to share with my team.
Yeah.
Was it this the May issue or something? But
yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So Brian, just click on one of the stories down there, the articles like that one, and that's exactly, it should work. There it is. And that'll give you a PDF that you can download. And
okay.
So they're there if you want to share them. I serve as the editor of the magazine. You can see there, I wrote the cover story. I write most of the cover stories. So thank you, Mike, for that excellent question about and commenting that you've read some of our articles. I like to hear that.
Yeah.
So
you can get past issues, archive issues. Right
they're there. The same kind of thing. We go back, I don't know, maybe 7.
That's what I wasn't doing. I wasn't clicking on the headings to the articles. I was just in view only and trying to download from there.
So I'm glad you asked the question to share that with the others. We have the archive back to 2006. We've actually been printing a magazine since the 1930s, if you can believe that. But at least we have the archives online since 2006 available to you. So.
And the quick way to get there, Mike, is benefits, publication, advertising.
Yep.
Perfect.
Yeah. So,
okay.
All right. Questions from anybody else? All right. We'll let you get on with your day. Thank you all.
Thanks, everybody. Appreciate you being a member.
Thanks, guys.
Bye-bye.